My first concert I ever went to was Puff Daddy and the Family. Speaking of cool bands, I have an extra large t-shirt that I still have today.
What were we doing? Like, like how were we living in these giant clothes?
It is day 23 of the 2024 Hard Rock Shirt-a-thon, where I, Matt Houchin, am wearing a Hard Rock Cafe shirt every single day of the year. No one has ever done this. Today I am rocking a Niagara Falls, New York shirt that I recently found on eBay for $1.99. My guest today is a musician, voiceover artist, Sheltie enthusiast, and the man who DJ'd my first wedding. That marriage didn't last, but our friendship has. He's one of my favorite people to talk to. He is Eric Fairchild. Welcome to the show, Eric.
Glad to be here. Thank you. Thank you.
So you are a guitarist. Any other instruments?
I only play guitar well. I play some other instruments not well. Drums, bass, a little bit of piano. But guitar is the only one that I would consider myself proficient.
And can you give us a little taste of some shredding?
Oh, you want some shredding? Can you hear the guitar?
Badass. I like it. So tell me about your guitar journey.
Let's see. I've been playing guitar for a really long time, since I was in maybe elementary school. My dad was a guitar player, so it was always around. There were guitars in the house. And when I first discovered Bon Jovi, I knew I needed to rock.
And the guitarist for Bon Jovi would be Richie Sambora.
Richie Sambora, correct. Yes, that was the band that was like, oh, what is this? Rock and roll music. It was probably, the 80s.
It was around that time probably that you were wearing the Hard Rock shirt in the photo that you sent me.
Yes, that seems about right. And maybe I was probably like 11 or 12 in that photo. So yeah, it's a few
Okay.
years before that. I was a late bloomer, as they say. So while I may look youthful in that photo, it was just a delayed puberty, I think.
And tell us about that t-shirt.
Where was I had a lot of Hard Rock Cafe shirts. I thought they were very cool.
Yeah.
I had a period where I really wanted to wear a lot of them. And I don't know
I'm
what.
going through that period right now.
Yeah, this is, it's different times for everybody. They come to the hard rock love at a
Yeah.
different time in their life. But yeah, no, I was really into it. In fact, I had a counterfeit Hard Rock Cafe Bahamas t-shirt that I
Whoa.
wore, because there was not a Bahamas Hard Rock Cafe, but I was there with a family for a family vacation, and there was some street vendor selling. And I was already way into Hard Rock Cafe shirts. I was like, gotta get it. Gotta get the Bahamas one.
Did you realize, I mean, you must not have when you were wearing all these shirts that you could use them to raise $1 million for charity.
I didn't at the time. Didn't really understand the long game, as they call it, with the Hard Rock Cafe apparel. It was kind of lost on me at the time. I just thought they were cool shirts, but little did I know I was part of a movement.
Also, when you found out I was doing this, you sent me a picture of a Hard Rock Cafe jacket.
Denim jacket. Should I expose it right now? Because I have it right here.
Yes. Wow. How often do you wear this?
Never. It is Lee brand,
Okay.
and I feel like maybe even then was sort of the lower. Like, we wanted Levi's.
Yeah.
That's the denim jacket you wanted. Lee was sort of a lower tier denim manufacturer. It's also very large. But I had it probably since maybe 1990. My parents came back from a trip, and they knew that I loved the Hard Rock Cafe items, so they bought me that.
You're like, oh, Lee.
Yeah, I was a little bit bummed about Lee. No, they're not Gerbots. What? Not a Gerbo jacket. I don't want this. But I got to say, you know who I think would love a Lee lighter wash denim jacket? Gen Z.
Oh, yeah.
I should sell this to a Gen Z.
Is the main reason you don't wear it ever because it is too big? In the 90s, we wore everything so big.
Yeah, and I did wear it a little bit in the 90s when it was new.
Yeah.
Now it's all my old cool band t-shirts are all XL, and I just
Yeah.
swimming in them, and it's the same thing with this. It's too big. Also, not so much my look these days, the light denim jacket.
My first concert I ever went to was Puff Daddy and the Family, speaking of cool bands. And I have an extra large t-shirt that I still have today, but it's just the most gigantic shirt. And I wore it to school when I was 20 to 30 pounds skinnier than I am now. I don't
Yeah,
know.
that's the thing that, like, what were we doing? like, how were we living in these giant clothes?
Okay, so favorite guitarist of all time. Go.
Of all time, it's so hard. I mean, maybe Eddie Van Halen. I feel like he's probably, checks many of the boxes.
What's the first song you learned to play?
Oh, it was, I took very like traditional guitar lessons. So it was a little guitar version of Ode to Joy, the classical piece. Clearly, I don't remember all of it, but it was just on 2 strings because I'd only made it that far.
Is there a song that you've always wanted to play that you can't master, or is there a song that's like you learned a solo that you've always wanted to learn?
Yeah, during the pandemic, I took the time to learn a bunch of guitar solos that I always wanted to learn. When we were younger, and guitar soloing was very cool, I was not quite good enough to do the soloing. Then I got good, but grunge came and soloing was not cool anymore. So I was like, I'm not playing guitar solos. So now as an adult man, I thought, you know what, I'm going to learn some of these solos. I can play them now, and I would like to, I think they're cool. And so I put up some Instagram videos, actually, of some of these solos that I learned. I was posting them over the pandemic. I learned a Van Halen solo from Right Now. I learned the Black Cat from Janet Jackson solo. Extreme, Nuno Betancourt. He's another guitar hero of mine from back in the day. That one was maybe the hardest thing I've ever had to learn in my life.
Can we shred some more, or what?
I mean, we could. I could do a little ode to, Van Halen with maybe a little tapping, since we talked about him.
Crowd's going wild.
Wow. Thank you. Oh, thank you.
This is the 40 seconds.
Wow, 40 seconds?
Like, that's what he's doing. The crowd wants more. We're raising $1 million for free guitars for kids.
What is it, 1877 Guitars for Kids? Is that what the
Yes,
charity?
1877 guitars for kids. No, unaffiliated with 1877 Cars for Kids.
Okay.
Somewhat affiliated with Free Bikes for Kids, but that's a different story.
Got it.
Same founder. Thinking about how the guitar has been important in your life in many different ways, why do you think it's important that kids are able to get a guitar?
Well, music was a big savior and escape for me, as something I could put in my creativity. As a non-real athletic person as a kid, and just really loving and being interested in music, it gave me a great place to focus some energy where I might have put it into places that were not so great, just as a sassy adolescent wanting to rebel. I put the rebellion into learning how to play the guitar and being, good at that, and it got a lot of connections and opportunities for me to meet people and experience new things. And every time you hear about music programs getting cut, it's like, because it's so much more than just music. There's so many life skills and just sort of things that can be taught from being creative, expressing yourself, learning music, even singing or all that stuff. I think it really can make a big difference. So big fan, supporter. Let's get guitars to kids.
Yeah, that's a great answer. And that is why you have agreed to match the next $40,000 of donations. Is that right?
It's not.
Oh.
Maybe $40. I feel like
cool.
I would match.
All right. So you heard it here. Eric Fairchild is going to match the next $40 in donations. When this video drops, we'll timestamp it. He's going to match.
And let's be clear, I already gave $25.
Okay.
So that's an additional $40 on top of that I'm willing to match.
So that's a total of $65 that he's putting up. Everyone else out there, take a look in the mirror.
Take a look in the mirror.
Take a look at the man in the mirror. Can you play any man in the mirror?
No guitar on that track.
Yeah. You could probably do some Beat It, Eddie Van Halen.
Oh yeah, how does that go? No, I'm gonna add. It's gonna take me too long to figure it out.
That was Eddie though, right? Uncredited or something? Yeah.
Well, Eddie played the guitar solo, but like the riff part of Beat It is actually the guy from Toto, Steve Lukather.
And then what did Slash play on? Black or White?
Yes, but there's a misunderstanding of what he played. So do you remember the video where the kid is listening to the tape in his room and the dad is knocking on the door? That's Slash. But the part that everybody thinks is, which I'm way out of tune right now, but that's not Slash.
I remember having the Dangerous CD, and it was always so annoying when you wanted to listen to Black or White, and then you have to listen to this like 2-minute skit.
Yeah,
before
with and then that really loud pounding would always startle you. Yeah. Yeah, you just want to get right to it.
Eat this.
Well, thank you for your support, Eric Fairchild. And where can people check you out?
I got some songs on the Spotify. You can just search Eric Fairchild if you want to listen to that. I'm also in a band called Fuzzard, Fuzzrd, no A. That's also on Spotify.
All right, cool. And then if people need a voiceover artist,
also available for that, yes.
Eric Fairchild, everyone, he's going to play us out. Give it up for him.